Brunello is a forward-thinking producer and DJ in the global electronic music scene. Drawing influence from percussive and melodic house, Brunello delivers records that feel both hypnotic and intentional. His unique new label, Mellow Circus Records, is seeing growing international success, and several of his tracks now sit in the Beatport Top 100 charts for electronic music. In this video, we will be recreating a track in his style, and I'll be showing you how he used some of our exclusive sounds at Rhythm HQ to bring this track to life. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so we're inside of Ableton, and this track is a remake of Ghost Dance by Brunello. So I'm just gonna play it and then we'll break down all of the elements. First off, I'm going to show you the sounds from our pack fusion, which he used. These bongo fills, I messaged him and he confirmed that these were actually the exact sounds that he used. So let's listen to these. And he's used them in a kind of call and response pattern to the synth and the voice. So if I just play these things and the pluck. And by doing this, you give your different instruments room in the mix, and this enables them to shine. So you don't want too many mid-range elements playing at the same time. You want to space them out with techniques like call and response. And when it comes to the pluck, this is actually filtered out using an auto filter here. I could actually bring this down even more. And then that enables other elements to come through. In terms of the voice, I've just been mumbling based on the rhythm. I don't actually know what the guy is saying in the track. So I spoke that in the microphone on my Mac. So if we go to the drums, this is a kick drum from one of our packs, and then I'm just going to analyze it in span. There's more of a tonal kick, doesn't really have a fundamental, but it's hitting quite strong in the low end. And then we have a bass line that sounds like this. So we're in the key of C minor. So it's a groovy bass line that is playing the notes of a C minor chord, which obviously goes with the pluck. And this is different. So in indie house, you may have some more notes, some more like 3 notes in the pattern compared to more like 2 in tech house. And the pattern is quite groovy. It's nice. It's a patch that is just modified from a patch that I use quite often in these videos, Simple Fat Bass from the Messiah pack. Let's move on to the rest of the drums. So the clap and the snare are layered. Without the snare. With the snare. Gives it a nice burst of energy. So you can do this in Ableton with something called DS snare. If I increase the decay, I like it nice and short. And there's a snare fill here as well. And if we bring in the hat, this is just a closed hat. Interestingly, he doesn't use any open hats in his original one. He does have open hats though, like playing a rhythm, kind of like this top loop here. So they come in randomly, not on the offbeat, like in normal tech house. This one is sent to some sidechain to give it some bounce. It's just bouncing off the kick. And I've taken out some of the mid-range elements. So you can just have in a top loop to add a bit more movement into the top end. It's quite common in indie house as well. So we've covered from here to the top loop. The pluck, the patch of the pluck, sent to some delay. You can have it on 1. If I increase it to 2. I think it sounds good on 1. And I think he automates this throughout the track to give it movement, tension, and release, which I haven't done. I haven't recreated the whole track, but that's something that you can do. And this has been filtered out as well below the mid-range, as I said earlier, and also sent to compression, sidechain compression. The actual patch is just a saw wave, or this PWM MG with an octave of this other. These are basically variations of saw waves. And it's sent to a filter with a pluck envelope. If I increase the length of this, you can also automate the release, and you can automate the cutoff. Yeah, it's a really nice sound that a lot of artists use in many different kinds of electronic genres, not just indie house. It's just a saw wave with a pluck envelope, and then you can control the kind of tone of the sound with the filter. So if I change the filter, in Serum, there's loads of filters. So that is a very common sound. And then we have this, obviously the bongos from our pack. These are sent to echo and reverb. In fact, everything is sent to a reverb channel here with a short decay, and the low has been cut out. There's no mud. If I leave the mud in, the reverb, you don't really want low end in your reverb. And by sending it to one send channel, you give everything a feeling that it's in the same room, and then that helps the mix sound actually glued together. So all of these have been sent to the same reverb. Instead of putting the reverb on each individual channel, you can do that as well, but I like to send it to one reverb. Sounds like it's in one room, which helps the sound gel together. And this has also been sent to echo as well. Just a tip for any instrument, if you want it to sound warmer, when people say that sound is really warm and analog cuts off the high frequencies through the gear itself. That's what gives it that warm feeling. So you can add a kind of warmth to your instruments by adding a filter and cutting off the top end like that. If I leave the top end in, that also sounds nice, but if you want it to sound a bit warmer, you can do this. And you can do this on many different kinds of instruments to make it warmer. So if you're interested, it's Bongo Fill 2 from Fusion Deluxe. If you want to make a bongo solo, which is what he does at various points in the track, you can just drag these in, and the pattern, the interplay of the patterns makes a solo automatically. So I'm guessing he just was like experimenting, chopping up different sounds like this, and then seeing what works in his arrangement. So you can do that. He's obviously gone for a kind of a call and response pattern, which is a very powerful technique in electronic music. So if we move on to the synth saw, this is basically kind of an ambient sound. Just a saw wave with some unison, some detune, and it's sent to a filter. So I've put this chaos filter, I can't see it, LFO1. And that's basically vibrating the filter so that it sounds a bit wobbly and it's got some noise. And he uses this as a kind of background sound. So that kind of sound is so easy to make, but you can use it just to add a bit of texture to your track. And then also it sounds good if you obviously EQ it, and then send it to sidechain compression as well. I think he does something with the octaves with this as well. So you can experiment with that. And if you have a plugin called RC20, you can add some pitch modulation to it and make it even sound more textured as well. Then we have this sound, which I struggled to find at first, but I think it's a preset in Serum 2. It's called Neon Streets Poly. And it has that nice resonant sound. It's just playing one chord. It's playing a C minor chord. And if you want to change it's also sent to a lot of echo as well. And the high end is rolled off to give it a bit more warmth. If you change the cutoff, you can change that kind of nice effect that it has. So I've automated it here with the LFO rate, sorry. So the LFO rate, you change this. If I make it shorter, listen to the resonant sound. That's kind of swelling slowly, but if I increase it, and I can also change the cutoff. So that's creating that swelling sound in the actual synth. And the actual synth itself is just a saw wave pretty much. And it's got that sound because of the LFO on the cutoff, basically. And if you go listen to the original track, this sound comes in at various points. And he's just automating the cutoff, basically. And he's playing that C minor chord. Even down here is just an octave, C minor octave below. And in the context of the whole track. The vocal, I'm just basically, I recorded this it's just mumbling in rhythm. But it's sent to echo and some raw without the saturation. This is a nice effect to have on vocals. Sounds like it's like pushing against the microphone, pushing against the sound system. So that's something you can try. It's a plugin called Raw in Ableton, mid, just increase the amount. And that is the entire remake. So yeah, it was cool to see a upcoming artist, a professional artist, using sounds from Rhythm HQ, and these sounds are now in the Beatport Top 100, being played all over the world. So very proud of this achievement. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be doing more breakdowns of big artists in future videos. So I will see you then.